A huge thanks to everyone for joining us today. Our speaker for today is Vaibhavi Parkar. Vaibhavi is the software lead at Spintly. She has extensive experience in developing and managing software platforms. She has worked with US based product companies like Upland Software. So while heading the software team at Spintly, Vaibhavi has worked very closely with HR managers, facility managers, business owners of all our client companies to ensure that their requirements are adequately met. So she'll be sharing quite a few valuable insight on how Spintly software is enhancing the employee productivity across different industry vertical for all our clients. Welcome, Vaibhavi.
Thanks.
Uh, so we had started Spintly in somewhere around late 2017, where we brought out our first access control products. We are one of the pioneers of mobile-based access control in India. So a few issues that we had noticed with current systems is that one is there's a lot of cabling required to set them up. If you have to set up a system, you require a 4-door controller or a 2-door controller. Then you need to have LAN cabling. You need to wire the locks. So all of that takes a lot of time to set up. Second is a lot of the current companies, they have moved on to cloud for a lot of their backend processes, like for example, payroll management. But what has happened is the attendance side, that is the uh, access control readers or the biometric readers, they have not kept up with it. They have not used, there are still companies who are manually using pen drives to download attendance data from the biometric machine. And third is inefficient access methods. So you have to enroll the fingerprint of each person. Due to COVID right now, that will be slowing down a bit. Then you have to hand over cards to everybody. You have to make sure that when, let's say, a company is exiting, let's say a person is exiting a company, you have to make sure that he hands over his card. A lot of companies these days, they don't use keys at all, because keys becomes a huge security risk. If you lose a key, a lot of the time the company has to replace the full lock itself, because there is no way to track the key. There is no way to manage who has the key, who does not have the key. So they have totally stopped using physical keys at all. So what we have done is, what we have done differently from the existing access and attendance companies is, we have come up with a fully wireless solution. All our readers, they are connected locally to the electronic locks, whether it's a strike lock or an electromagnetic lock, and they all talk to each other wirelessly. All the communication of data which was happening earlier over physical wire connections, now it is happening wirelessly. So we have this gateway here, which is basically our equivalent of a central controller. That component talks to our cloud. All the data over here is cloud based. Now the cloud, again, we have our own attendance management software, access and attendance management software called Spintly SAMS. That will give you all the data. One more thing we are doing differently is, we have a lot of third-party integrations, out of the box third-party integrations. So if you have your employee directory on G Suite or Microsoft directory, you can uh, import employee data straight away. You don't have to keep a custom Excel sheet or anything like that. You can import it out of the box. We also have integrations in the co-working space for Nexadis. We have a payroll integration called Great HR, wherein we push data directly to Great HR and they generate the payroll for you. All of this happens over the cloud. No minimal human interference is required over there. So few of the challenges which were brought about by COVID are, one is a lot of the machines, they were rendered unusable. That is, they had to be constantly disinfected. If you're going to be disinfecting it, I would suggest you use something called IPA wipes, isopropyl alcohol wipes. That that is the safest way to disinfect your reader surfaces. A lot of the companies, they had to arrange for cards specifically for the users. Like they were using biometric earlier, but they had to move to card. So a lot of time they had to arrange as many as 1,000 or 10,000 cards in a very short notice. A lot of the organizations, they had to move back towards paper-based systems. So what we have done is we have proposed a mobile-based access alternative. So this is already prevalent in the US and Europe. It is a very secure form of access. That is, it gives you AES 128-bit encryption for to gain all your accesses. You can grant access instantly to the users, wherever we will be telling more on that. And it can be set up with minimal infrastructure. Minimal wiring is required, minimal hardware setup is required. You don't require any servers specifically devoted for access control. And you can get it started pretty quickly. So some of our customers in the sector include clients like Oyo, L&T Realty, Procter and Gamble. We have done a lot of projects for IT companies, for co-working spaces, for co-living spaces, for industries. So we have done projects across all different verticals. So I'll quickly hand it over to Vaibhavi now, where she'll be explaining more about our software, how it solves specific business problems for you. Over to you, Vaibhavi.
Thank you, Akash, for sharing the details about the company. Let me quickly start by pointing out a few of the very unique features that our software provides to the users and to the admins. First of all, it is batch access to the users. That is, admin can actually give access to multiple users at the same time. You can give access to a single user as well as hundreds of users at the same time. Next one is grant access remotely. That means the admin or the user need not be in the organization or near the Spindly device to get the access. This can be done from anywhere in the world using our very user-friendly app or web portal. Next, the organization can have custom attributes. Each organization can define its own custom attributes, which can be used to filter different types of reports and as well as user data. Next feature that we provide is the GPS-based attendance. In this scenario of COVID-19, where many companies actually prefer their employees to work from home, this feature that Spindly provides is really helpful. So the users can work from home and they can record their attendance from wherever they are, and admin can verify their attendance by looking at the exact GPS coordinates that Spindly provides. Next feature that we give is access permission logged to a device. That means the user's access is logged to a single device, to a single mobile device that the user had used for sign up. So if he tries to log in using some other device, then his access will be barred, and until the admin grants him permission to do that. Next is we provide reports to be downloaded in Excel or PDF format. The various reports that we give are attendance reports, detailed access history reports, leave reports, overtime reports, etc. The final one is auto email of reports. That is, the managers or admins of the organization can get an auto email of the attendance of the people reporting to them sitting at home. So every day in the morning, first thing in the morning, you will see is the attendance of the previous day. So you need not even have to open our web portal or app to see the reports, because people do check their emails regularly. From here, I will take you all to the flow of our website, that is the web portal. To go to our web portal, the user or the admin needs to go to www.spindly.com. When the organization is formed by our support team for the client, the first admin user is created by the support team. This particular admin user can then go ahead and add various other users for the organization and do a complete organization setup as per the rules and regulations of the company. So let's log in over here. And I will show you the flow of our own organization, that's Sunbeam Technology organization. The first thing after login, what the admin sees is the dashboard page. The dashboard shows admin the attendance. He can toggle between the attendance today's and yesterday's. And by one glance, he can see the shifts that are active. The green circle here shows which of the shifts are active. And looking at the numbers here, he can make out who all are in the office or who all are inside the office or outside the office or who all are not come. This table just shows the numbers, but if he clicks on any of these numbers, he will be able to go to the detailed list of users who all are not in the office or who all have come to office on time, etc. The next section that shows in the dashboard is the recent access history. So here, sitting in one page, the admin can see each and every person's recent access transactions. So he can see the person who entered the office, the location, the directions, the date, and the time. So this particular dashboard is like a one-stop place for the admin to check the attendance and the access history of his people. Next, I will show you the organization setup that the admin will have to do. The admin just has to go to the name here and click on the organization setting. This entire page will guide you to do the entire organization setup for you. It will take you to the general settings, attendance settings, access type settings, and lead management. Let me start with our general settings. The general settings allows the admin to just set up the name, location, email, etc. of the company. Next is the custom attributes. We allow for organization 4 attributes that they can define. These particular attributes have various values tied up to them, and these values can be tied up to the users. The attributes will help admin or the manager filter out reports or the user data as per the rules they set. For example, I can show you, we have attributes department, location, and employee status with various values tied up to them. Now, if the admin wants to check a hardware department in attendance report from the Bangalore office, he can select that and the reports can be downloaded. Once the attributes are created, they can be edited, they can be assigned directly to various users, as well as it can be deleted. Next setting is the attendance settings. In the attendance settings, we have shifts. We can define the attendance unit and we can allow regularization. When an organization is formed, general shift is the default shift that a particular organization will have. As per the company start and end time, the admin can go and set up this. Next is attendance unit setting. If an organization has multiple Spindly units installed, then all the units need not record the attendance of the users. The admin can limit the attendance to 1 or maybe 2 of the Spindly devices. So only when the users use those particular units to access, then their attendance will be recorded. This setting can be done over here. Similarly, we can allow regularization setting. If this is enabled, then the admin or the manager can regularize the user's attendance in case of any discrepancies. Next is our access type settings. Now, these settings are related to the mobile access. That is, if the organization is using mobile access to get access to the doors and to the and get the attendance, then these settings are important. By default, the organization will have click to access permissions. Now, click to access means that the users will have to open the app and click on the name of the access bearers to open the door or to mark the attendance. Now, these particular click to access can have various level settings. We provide level 1 to level max settings, starting from the closest to the max. So, as per the company's requirements, the company can decide from what level or from how far the users can open the doors. Next is click to access plus proximity. Now, click to access plus proximity gives another permission to the users, that is, they can use the Sprinklr devices using proximity. That is, once the mobile device is calibrated with the Sprinklr device, then the user need not open the app. The app can be in the background and it can just be tagged to open the door. The third setting is the lock users to single device, wherein we restrict the users to only a single device for access. If at all they try to access or log in using a different mobile, their access is barred and they have to contact their admin to get the device unlocked. Last is remote access. If this particular setting is enabled, then the organization's admin can open the or access the doors from anywhere in the world. Now, all these settings here, what I've shown is only at the organization level, but we do allow all these settings to be changed as per the company's requirements for each user. That shows that our software gives very granular permission settings. Next is our third-party integrations. We do allow a third-party integration called as Great HR HRMS integrations, wherein your company, if you all opt this, can do the HRMS integration using the Great HR company. Final setting is the leave management. The admin of the company can create various leave types that according to the company's policies, and these leaves will be assigned to the users. Similarly, he can also create the list of holidays as per the company policies, which will be assigned to the users. We do allow compulsory as well as discretionary type of holidays. In discretionary holidays, the balance can be tracked by the admin for each user. So this is how the organization settings can be done from the one place over here. The next, I would like to show the user management. This is the page where the admin can see all the users that are added to the organization. There are two easy ways to add the users to the organization using our web portal. One is single user add and the next is the bulk user. Bulk user is a very easy and a convenient way to add hundreds of users by one click. You just have to have an Excel document with email, phone number, and the employee, if required, the employee code, and just drag and drop the entire Excel document, mark the headers, provide the access barrier permission, and that's it. The users are added. The entire list of hundreds of users get added in one single shot. Similarly, you can add a single user using the add user form. It's a simple form wherein the compulsory fields are just the full name and the phone number. Rest of the fields, as you see, are the attributes that the organization had created and few other fields like email and employee code. So whatever the attributes were defined in the organization gets reflected in the add user form, which will get tied up to the user, and the admin can filter out the data as per the attributes. The next, admin can choose to make a user admin or a manager, or if none of these roles are selected, then the user becomes an end user. Mobile access can be enabled or disabled, but in any of the case, the users can always be granted NFC and fingerprint access. And finally, we have to assign the barriers to the users. And that's it. The user gets added and he is granted access to the required barriers. And he is ready to use his app. Next, I would like to show is the access history. Access history is a detailed access log which the admin can see to get a idea of what swipes are done throughout the day for in the organization. So he can see each and every swipe done by the users using Bluetooth or using GPS, or if he can also see whether the user has used fingerprint or NFC cards. Everything is given here and that can be viewed by the flags. So the details that the admin can see are the date, time, direction, which direction the user has used, the name and the location. Also, access history can be filtered out using the various fields provided by us. So they can use any of these filters to filter out the access history. Again, the access history log can be downloaded in an Excel format. Now let's go ahead to our attendance management system. Attendance management system, we provide 3 views of attendance. First is the daily view, next is the weekly or monthly view, then the calendar view. And each of the view has a summary shown above. Now the daily view gives the attendance of each and every day for every person. Let me filter out to a previous day. Let me take you all to the pre-lockdown day so that you can have a good view of the attendance data. So this is how the attendance data looks like with the first entry, last exit of the user, the shifts assigned, the hours that the user spent in the office. If he has spent any hours outside the office, that is also noted. The overtime that he did in the office, and finally the status. The status can be seen as R, P, or A. R stands for regularization, P stands for present, A stands for absent. Or if he was on a leave, that the name of the leave type will also be displayed here. Now, regularization. For example, if a person did not come to office or he did not get his phone and then could not use the phone to get an access, but he attended the office and then he requests the admin to regularize his attendance, then the admin can always go to the action and regularize his attendance and give him the allot him the time there. Or if the user was absent and he forgot to apply for a leave, then the admin can go ahead and mark him a leave over here. So this regularization can be done only by the admin or the managers. Managers can always see the attendance access history of the users that are reporting under him. So this becomes the daily view. The various filters that we give are, you can filter by users, by shifts, by category, that is the people who are absent or late or present. You can filter out using that. For example, if the admin wants to see for today, for yesterday, show me all the attendance of the people who are late. I can just click on this category and get that report. I can select the date. I can select attendance as for the roles or the reporting manager, department, location. These 3 are the attributes that are defined. It will keep changing per organization. So these filters can be applied and the reports can be generated in the UI, and they can also be downloaded in Excel or PDF format. Next is the weekly or monthly view. Here the admin will be able to see the attendance of the selected date range. By default, the attendance will be of the previous week. But I can go here in the filters and change the date range. Also, if I want to see a detailed view of the attendance for the selected date range, I can do that too. So let's again go to the pre-lockdown days to see a good attendance. So I select this. So this will show us the overall data, as well as if I click on show more, I will be able to see the detailed attendance of each person. Also, this particular report can be downloaded in Excel, and I can select whether I want an overall download or a detailed view download. So according to what I select, the download will happen. The next one is the calendar view. This is more of a attendance view wherein the admin can know what has happened throughout the month at a glance. This is a very report which shows different colors for every action. The legends are given up here. So we provide data like whether the user is present, absent, or is on a discretionary holiday or any other leave. So this can be, we can filter out for every month of attendance. And at the end of the table, you can have a good summary for each users. For how many days the user was present, absent, was on a holiday, or on a leave, or had a week off. Calendar view is also downloadable in PDF or Excel format. The LOP data. The LOP data shows us the number of days the user was absent or was on unpaid leave. And this data can be used very well for your salary information. So the salaries can be calculated without any, in a good regular basis. This ends the attendance management. Now let me quickly go to the last one. There's a shift management. Now shifts were already created in the organization settings, which I showed you. But shift management over here shows you the shift roster. So at a glance, the admin can see which shifts the user is assigned to, and also can do a bulk assign of shifts to multiple users. A bulk assign can be done by simply going and selecting the shifts and assigning that shift to various users and be given applicable from and until dates. But in the shift roster, I can do a very quick thing. For example, if I want to go and change a shift for one person, I can just go here, the drop down. I can select the desired shift, and I can see save. And the shift will be assigned to that person. So the shift will assigned to that person. So this is a very quick way to assign shifts to single people. This was a flow of the web portal. Now let me come back to our app. So once the user is added and he gets an email to install the app, he will be able to install the app from the Play Store or the iOS. Once it is installed, he will be asked to sign up. Once the sign up is done, the user will be allowed to log in with his registered phone number and password. After login, this is the main screen that will be seen by the user. It will show the access barriers that are assigned to him, and if he is granted a permission for GPS attendance, he will be showing this particular tab, and he can mark location for recording the attendance. If a user is an admin, these are all the tabs that the admin can see. You will be able to see admin console as well as user console. Within the admin console, there are various things that the admin can do. First, let me take you through the user management. If clicked on user management, it will show the list of users that are part of the organization, and the admin can also add users by just clicking on this floating button. By just going through the entire flow of these forms, the admin can easily add the user from wherever he is. And it just takes 2 minutes for this task to be completed and the user can be added. Once the user is added, this is the user detail page that the admin can see. You can see the information of the users, the permissions that were granted, the history, the mobile tab. Now, this mobile tab, you will see various settings that I had shown you earlier in the organization setup too. And this settings can be done for user level in the app also. So we have settings that can be done on the web portal as well as on the app. So if at all the admin is not near his laptop, but he has to do any changes, he can easily do it using his app. So if the mobile access is enabled, then there are various other settings that can be enabled or disabled, like mobile lock, click access range, proximity access, remote access, etc. But irrespective of mobile access being enabled or disabled, the geo check-in can be enabled or disabled by the admin for any user. So only when the geo check-in is enabled for a user, the user will be able to do a GPS attendance record. This is the access history that the admin can see. He will be able to see the accesses of various users, and here he can see exactly what has happened, the entry or the exit. And this particular flags show what was the access mode the user has used. This is the Bluetooth access mode, and this is the GPS. So if the user has done a GPS as access or GPS attendance, the admin can always click on these three dots to get the location, that is, get the exact GPS coordinates on the Google Maps for that user and verify his location. If a user, for example, has applied for leaves using the app, we have this very good feature of applying leaves using the app. So the users need not go through various big documents to fill out for leaves. They can easily access or apply leaves using the app. And whenever the leave is applied, the manager or the admin has to approve or reject it using his app. So the admin will always see this records over here for the pending status or the leaves that were approved or cancelled. If he has a pending leave approval, then he can go and approve or reject the leave for the user. If a user who has logged in is an end user, these are the various tabs that he will be able to see. He will be able to do leave management for himself and see the settings, that is the access history and his own user details. If he wants to apply for a leave, he has to just go to user console and to the leaves, and he can apply for the leaves. And on the go, he can see which leaves have been assigned to him and the balances that were given to him. So once he applies the leave, this is the small form that he has to fill, and he will see his status as pending until the admin or manager approves it. In case in between the pending and the approval, if he thinks that he does not require the leave, he can also withdraw the leave. So this is how I have covered the various topics. I've covered organization setup using the web portal. I've covered user management using the web portal as well as the app. Access history using the web portal as well as the app. Attendance management using the web portal and shift management using the web portal. So if you have any more questions, you can contact us at sales@spindly.com, and the phone number is also given. I hand it over to Akash. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot for that very informative session, Vaibhavi. So, guys, if you have any questions, right, you all can just raise your hand, and Audrey will be unmuting you all. So, Vaibhavi, one question which a lot of system integrators have been asking me is, what has been the biggest advantage of having a cloud-based software for Sprintly? A lot of the current systems, they are local based, right? So how has cloud based been an advantage for Sprintly users?
Main thing I would say is using the cloud-based software, you cannot limit the access or to certain admins or certain systems. Anybody can, and if a person is marked as an admin, will be able to add, delete, or view the attendance or access history from wherever he is. He did not be sitting at one laptop, or only a certain permissions given to users has to be done.
Got it. So any questions, guys? Please feel free to raise your hand. Or I think we can have an open discussion now. Audrey, you can probably unmute everyone.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Right. So we have Harmandeep Singh, Kamran Khan. Kamran Khan sir from Ghaziabad, is it? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir.
I just have one question. So in this user, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Can we assign temporary call for someone if he's a visitor? Temporary access. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I heard. I think he wanted to know about whether we can have a temporary access to any user. We do have a feature when we add a user, we can have an access expiry given to the user. And when you're giving an access expiry to the user, you can see on the screen here, you will be able to give the access only to a certain period of time. And after that, whatever date has been selected, after that, his access will be gone. Also, we are coming up with this feature of visitor management. It's under development and it will be coming out soon where you can give access to the visitors.
Okay. Just to add something. So we can that if the user is expired, so we can renew by the software only.
Yes, we can renew it. We can just renew the access. I mean, the user will still be there, part of the system. Only thing
Okay.
we have to go and do is edit the access expiry.
Okay. That's great. That's great. And in visitor management, what are we planning?
Visitor management will be mostly planning for NFC cards or mobile-based access. It's still under development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like visitor can just feed the details at that exact time and get the
Yes.
access.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So
Okay.
visitor can basically will have a tablet at the organizations or at the site, and visitor
Exactly.
can fill in
Exactly.
his detail and get the access pass.
Okay. Okay. Great. 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 Great.
Audrey, Malcolm sir had a question. Can you please unmute him?
Yeah.
Yeah, to add to the questions, so David, Akash, first you asked one question about what's the advantage of cloud-based system.
Correct.
The biggest advantage of cloud-based system is we notice that usually when your system integrator gives local software, they don't want to the support then, because it becomes expensive to support, when you have to upgrade software. The biggest advantage is cloud-based systems is, every 2-3 weeks we have new releases coming up, which is immediately available to the end user. That's the first thing. The second thing, with local software, you have to be within the company, you have to be connected to the local network to access the software. In cloud-based, you can access it from anywhere. Like, for example, if you are a manager, right now I can see whatever is happening in my company, who is come, who is not come, who has applied for leave, everything just sitting anywhere. Same thing goes for the PC software also. So that are the two biggest advantages for cloud-based system. The second question, some gentleman had asked about visitor management. So that's coming up so it's almost through, it's in our development testing. So we had released the initial version. We got a lot of feedback from our customers for the visitor, how they actually want it. So we freezed it and we're releasing it again. Now the new visitor management system will be, there'll be a self check-in
Check-in.
yours, where you can check in or you can also give the app to your security guy. So the security guy can do check-ins, and the notification will go to whoever is come to meet, and he'll approve it. Or a employee in the organization, if he has visitor management permissions, he can also generate a visitor request. The SMS will go to the end guy who is supposed to come. When he comes, he just has to give his code to the security. He will approve it.
Right. Thanks a lot for that addition, Malcolm.
Yeah, to add one more thing, actually, I had shown the dashboard for the web software for the web portal. We have a similar dashboard on the app also. So the admins or the manager need not be on his laptop all the time to check the attendance of their team. They can do it using the phone. The phone being the main thing that people do carry everywhere. It's like they don't have to be there near the laptop to check the attendances. That can be done using their app.
Got it. That's great. Okay, so any more questions, guys?
Yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
Vaibhavi. Mr. Rengarajan has a question.
Sure.
Yes.
Just a minute. Huh?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
You're audible.
Yeah. The question is that in your device, it is a industrial grade?
I think I can hand this over to Malcolm. He can answer it much better about the hardware.
Okay. In ingress protection, if it is what grade it is?
So currently, the waterproofing is IP57. 57.
Because
Dustproof
Because
and
in-
waterproof.
Malcolm
Water
here.
glass resistant. Yeah. Good, man.
Yes.
some of through tendering some of the clarification it is required. That is why I'm just asking. The more details I have not seen your data sheet.
Okay.
So we will share the data sheet with you, but we have two versions. One is the outdoor version, which one is the indoor version. Outdoor version is IP60, as Akash said, IP67.
Okay.
So waterproof. The indoor version doesn't have to be waterproof, but it meets other specifications like what government of India has specified. In addition to that, we also do all kind of electrical specification approval and all things like that.
Yeah, if it is approved, once if it is making approved brand, it will be easy to pitch in the market. That will be very easy. Automatically, people will quote for that product.
Yes. So we have that approvals.
Yeah,
We'll share details of that with you over mail, sir.
yeah, and another one, the time attendance tracker facility is there, no?
Yes.
Correct, sir.
Correct. Okay, that means it's a CRM, some sort of CRM facility, customer relation management. That related it will come. Similar to that.
So
Yes, it is similar to that. Is there any specific features within CRM that you were looking for?
No, now I have in Adya group, they are having this sort of similar facility also they have discussed in couple of weeks in the webinar, the same tenant system.
right,
Okay.
So dual purpose they are introducing.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for that suggestion, sir. Typically, what we do, right, in CRM integrations and all, we integrate with softwares which already have some pre-existence. Like for one example, I can give you is a Gym CRM software. It was called
Okay.
Gym Next. So what happens is the full customer management is done by the Gym software for the user, and they give us a field called access. So a certain user, let's say you are going to a gym and you have paid fees for this month. So you'll get access up to the end of this month. And once that the month is surpassed, you will automatically lose access. Now, let's say if you pay the fees for the next month also, the gym CRM will automatically extend your access. So we are handling the access, and everything like say financials, the customer outreach is handled by the gym CRM software. That is the sort of model that we typically operate in.
Okay. And my last question: that cloud-based storage is safe? How you are defining that it is a safe?
I think Malcolm sir would be the best person to answer that.
Because everybody is going, something goes wrong, we have to depend on that cloud. If something we want, we can get it from that local storage. That is just it's my clarification requirement.
Yes. That's a question that comes up in a lot of our discussions. Malcolm, you would like to take that?
Sorry?
I was just asking if Malcolm sir would like to take that.
Yeah, just a minute, Akash. He got muted.
Yeah.
Yes. Regarding security, right? So we use AWS secure servers. With respect to outage, they promise us 99.99%, on time, online time. And with respect to storage, all the stored data is stored separately for each customer, and it's stored with a different encryption key. So everybody's data is encrypted differently. So there's no way you can access, one client can access other client's data. Even if they get the data, it is encrypted data. They'll not be able to make any sense of it.
Because
So
now when we are pitching to the client, this is a main criteria question we have to clarify. Why we have to give it in cloud?
Got it.
That clarity we have to give the explanation. That is why I asked.
yes.
That details also, if you are sending that details to the mail, so that it will be easy for that.
One more thing, none of this. Yes. So we'll send it. So one more thing, all this data is stored in Mumbai. It doesn't go out of the country. None of the servers are out of the country. We also have another option for our enterprise customers.
That awareness to be created to the end users.
I understand. So absolutely.
So one more to answer your question, right, sir, is for our enterprise customers, we also give something known as Docker containers, where the whole application can be hosted on their cloud. So the data can never leave their cloud. So that is also an option we provide for enterprise customers.
Okay.
So Malcolm, this should probably be the topic of your next webinar. How cloud-based access is solving problems for your customers.
Yeah.
If there are any more suggestions, also something that you all want us to do webinars on, please feel free to write to us. Our email ID is sales@spintly.com.
Yeah, that it's I can note it down. It is there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll be sharing the slide deck also with all of you all who have attended. So any questions that you all can reply to that, and our team will definitely clarify that for you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any more it comes, we'll write it in the mail.
Sure, sir. 100%.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. So let's end this here then. Any more questions? Bhushan sir, Kamran sir? Yeah. Great. Okay. Thanks a lot for attending then, guys. We'll be sending you all the slide decks over mail. Please do respond to that with any questions that you all have. We'll also be sharing a feedback form with you all. Please fill that out as well. Thanks a lot.